Good day children, Sai Ram. Welcome to EVS class. I hope you all have copied down the new words which we have already done in our previous session. Yes? And you have practiced that? Good. So kids, let's move on to our lesson. We'll revise what we have studied first, then we'll start with the new one. So let's start. Now just tell me, how do you go to school? You go to school by bus, rickshaw, or by car, or by your bike or scooty? How do you go? You can write your answer. Okay? Now the second question. How do your parents go to office? Now how your parents go to office? If your parents are working, how they go to office? They go by walking, they go by bus, they go by car, they go by train. How they go? Which means of transport they use? Yes, you can ask your parents this question. Okay? Now the next. Now just tell me, what is transport? Transport is a means to travel from one place to another. Goods are also carried using transport. Means of transport moves on water, air and land. Okay. Now what is transport? Transport is a means to travel from one place to another place. Okay. Even goods are used to travel. Goods are being carried from one place to another place. Okay. In transport. And what are the main means of transport? Water, air and land. Means of transport to move the things or to move the people from one place to another are water, air and land. Okay. Now, in today's chapter, that is chapter number 19, transport, we are going to see some of the means of transport today. Okay. So, let's start with the chapter. Let's see the introduction part. Many thousands of years ago, early humans had to walk to move from one place to another. Later, they rode and carried things on animals. Later on, wheel was invented and moving from one place to another become much easier. Yes? Now kids, see, early humans used to, many thousands years of ago, early humans used to walk from one place to another. But now, what they are using? But now, we all are using vehicles. Yes, so in earlier times, early humans were not having vehicles. What they used to, how they used to travel from one place to another? Either they used animals to travel from one place to another, and later on they invented wheel, and with the help of wheel, it become easier to travel from one place to another. Okay, after the discovery of the wheel, people have invented different types of vehicles to move from place to place. Moving people from one place to another is called transporting. Vehicle used for transporting are known as means of transport. Okay. Now, when the wheel was invented, some changes were made in the wheel, and in that different types of wheels. Nowadays we can see many different types of wheels, big wheels, small wheels, yes or no? So it is easy for us now to travel from one place to another. Yes, now moving people or moving things from one place to another is known as transporting. Okay, and the vehicle used for this transporting is known as means of transport. Okay. Now these are some of the vehicles. You can see the picture. There are many different kinds of vehicles. Some vehicles are fast, some are slow and some are very fast. Okay. Now let's see some of these vehicles. Okay. Now we are going to see some of the slow vehicles. We are going to see some vehicles which move slowly. Now what are these vehicles? First is cycle, then auto rickshaw, cycle auto rickshaw. Okay, cycle auto rickshaw. It is known as cycle auto rickshaw. Okay. Next, bullock cart. Okay, slow vehicles are cycle, auto rickshaw and bullock cart. And kids, one more thing, these vehicles, they do not need any kind of fuel. They do not need a CNG, petrol or diesel. Okay, these vehicles, in these vehicles no fuel is used. In this vehicle no fuel is used. Okay, now we are going to see some of the fast vehicles. Now what are these fast vehicles? Bus, truck, car, train, ship and fire engine. These are some of the fast vehicle. But more than this, some are more fast, very fast vehicles. So let's see that vehicles also. Very fast vehicles other than bus, car, train, ship. These vehicles are more fast. Now what are these vehicles? Let's see. Helicopter, aeroplane and rocket. These are very fast vehicles. Within 2 or 3 hours we can go to a far away place. Okay. Now when we move within the city or town, we use cars, motorcycles, rickshaws, auto rickshaws and bus. People in village also use bullock carts and tangas. Okay. Now in cities, what we use to travel from one place to another, either we use bus, cars, motorcycle, that means bike, auto rickshaw, okay, or rickshaws. Rickshaws means that big rickshaws, auto rickshaws or bus. Okay. But in villages what people used? Nowadays in villages also some vehicles are being seen, but villages where vehicles are seen very rare. Okay, in such villages, so they use bullock cart and tangas to travel from one place to another. Okay, we have to travel far. We use car, bus, train, aeroplane or boat. If we want to travel from one place to another place, to far away place, if we want to travel, okay, suppose you want to travel from Mumbai to Pune, what you will use? Nowadays you can use your own vehicle, that is car, or you can go by bus, you can go by train, aeroplane, yes, or boat. Yes or no? Now these are some of the vehicles which we use to travel far away traveling. We use this vehicle for far away traveling or nearby traveling. Okay. Now air travel is the fastest way to go anywhere. It is also the most expensive. Now this is very important. Air travel is the fastest and the expensive travel. Yes or no? Air travel is the fastest way to go anywhere. Suppose you want to go to Delhi, within 2 or 3 hours you can reach there. Okay, but it is very expensive. The ticket cost is very expensive. Okay. Most vehicles need some fuel to move. The most commonly used fuel for vehicle are petrol and diesel, coal, electricity and CNG. Compressed, CNG means compressed natural gas, are fuels used in some vehicles. We should not waste fuel. Some vehicles like cycle auto rickshaw do not need any fuel. Now see kids, to run a car or to run a auto rickshaw or to run a two-wheeler, that is bike or motorcycle, what we need? Either we need diesel or petrol. Yes or no? We need some fuel. We need diesel or petrol. Yes. Now you can see auto rickshaws, they are having, nowadays auto rickshaws are, many cars, even many cars and trucks are also coming in CNG. CNG means with a CNG gas you can travel from one place to another. If you are having little bit of petrol, but on CNG you can run your vehicle. Okay, CNG means compressed natural gas. Okay, now for running a train, earlier times they used coal. What they used? Coal. Nowadays many buses are getting converted into chargeable bus. That means by charging, by doing an by using electricity, okay, you can charge. Okay, many TMC bus you can see nowadays it has been converted into a charging, okay, without fuel. That means once the battery is charged, the bus can move from one place to another. Again, when the bus reach the another stop, it has to be charged. At least the bus can travel for 3 to 5 hours with that charging. Okay, how your phone is being charged, similarly that bus has to be charged. Or nowadays bikes are also being started charging bike. That means you have to connect the plug, and one plug is to be connected to your scooty or bike, okay, and it has been charged. Okay, so because of this fuel is being used less, okay, and the pollution is also less. Now other than this, some vehicles like cycle auto rickshaw, as I already told you, yes, these vehicles they do not need any kind of fuel. These vehicles are fuel free. Okay, now kids, we have seen the means of transport, some of the fastest, slow and fast means of very fast means of transport, and what is which vehicle is used for long distance traveling, yes or no, and what is being used to travel, what type of fuel is being used to to run the vehicle. Yes, that also we have seen in this chapter. I hope this chapter was very easy. You will understand this and you will practice this chapter at home. Yes, please take your textbook and start studying. Okay kids, now we'll see some of the more chapters in our next period. Till then, thank you kids.